And welcome back to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. Apologies for the technical difficulties. We are back here for the Penn-Trafford and Bellevue East game. We have Nebraska versus Pennsylvania. Orville, can you update us a little bit?
Yeah, the score here as we go into the bottom of the fourth inning. That pitch is inside. Liam Warwick, the batter now. John Goff led off the bottom of the fourth inning with a ground out. So we have one out, runner, the second baseman now in the batter's box. Count on him, 2-1. Here's the pitch. That's way upstairs. Excuse me, and that'll be 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. The score, 10-1 going into the bottom of the fourth inning in favor of Pennsylvania. Here's the 3-1, ball 4. So with one out now with a runner on, Warwick trots down to first base. We go back to the top of the Nebraska lineup. And that will be Ben Shearer. He drew a base on balls thrown out at third on the fourth and struck out in the second. So he's 0 for 2. Excuse me, he's 0 for 1 with a walk. So he steps in here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Runner at first. That pitch catches the inside corner. So we got Warwick at first, 1 out, and Shearer steps back in. New pitcher, number 23, Feldman, throws over to first base. Over to first base again, and back in time again. Will the third time be the charge? Warwick with a big lead at first base. Here he goes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, third base side, foul.
Yeah, it looks like he wanted to head for second right there, but foul ball, so retreat back to first.
That will take the count to 0-2. Pitch. Oh, hits him in the back. And that'll put runners at first and second for Nebraska, and that brings up the shortstop, Perry on shows. So steps in. Fieldman looks to first. Looks to second. Here's the throw to the plate. Way upstairs, ball 1. Sos with a base on balls and a strikeout his first 2 times up. Over to first. Did they get him? Yes, they did.
Wow.
Nice play.
Yeah, that makes me wonder if they were planning a double steal, because if you got a guy at second, you don't need to lead too far off of first.
Yeah, very good point. So steps back in, 1 ball, no strikes. The man at second, that's Warwick. Feldman ready to go. Here's the pitch. Way upstairs again, ball 2. Inside, ball 3. 3-0 the count. 2 outs now. Runner at second base. That's Liam Warwick. Ball 4. 4 straight balls, and Soch will draw a base on balls. So runners at first and second now for Nebraska here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
No, they actually got lucky there. It looked like he tried to duck out of the way and it hit his bat. They're calling it a foul ball. He's still at the plate.
Okay.
So he bent down to get out the way of that pitch, and it actually chipped his bat. Unlucky break.
2-2 the count fouled back, leaves the count 2-2. Excuse me. And that's ball 4 finally. So Soch will draw a walk. Runners at first and second now with 2 outs.
Yeah, 2 men on base. This is an opportunity right here for Bellevue to make a little bit of noise. I mean, you still got a long way to go to get back into this game, but
got to start somewhere.
Yep, you got to start.
Number 17, Stephen Thride steps in. He's the catcher. We have 2 outs, runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Right down the plate, strike 1. Right down the middle of the plate, strike 1. Nice pitch.
You know, it's interesting. This pitcher, there's not a lot of movement in his body. It's a lot of velocity in his arm. It looks like he's just putting a lot of
ground ball third base side. He'll step on the bag, and that will be out number 3. And that will end the inning, the bottom of the 4th. The line score, no runs on no hits. 2 runners left on base. After 4 complete, it's Nebraska 10 and Pennsylvania 10 and Nebraska 1. You're watching the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily TV.
Yeah, or what looked like Feldman was kind of limping over to the dugout right there. I wonder if something was wrong with his knee or ankle, so that's what kind of prevented him from putting more force through his body and his pitches and just his arm. You know, you gotta be a little bit careful with that. I mean, there's a lot of pitchers who end up throwing out their arm.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the reasons why, is because they're putting more on their arm than the entire body.
Especially if they haven't been able to throw a lot up north where they come from, and now they get down here and say, wow, this is great weather, let's let her fly.
Yeah.
So we head to the top of the 5th inning, and we have Braden Zimmerman still on the mound, the big right-hander on the mound for Nebraska. Bellevue East, Nebraska. Looks like we've got some changes coming in here. #24 be his first time at bat. He's hitting in the 7th spot. He takes Ruby's place. Well, he's pinch hitting anyway. Number 24 is Morrow. Give your players an opportunity to play when you're up by 9 runs.
Absolutely.
So number 24, Morrow, steps in. He'll be hitting first in the bottom of the in the top of the 5th inning. So here we go. You're watching baseball from Viera, Florida. It's Cocoa Beach Spring Training. Orville Susong, Zane Garcia with the Friday Night Locker Room and Space Coast Daily TV. First pitch tomorrow is low and away, and that's ball number 1.
Yeah, it's been nice weather over the past couple of days, and these players from Nebraska and Pennsylvania, and even saw people from Canada yesterday. The Canadian coaches were telling me, Orville, that they still have mounds of snow that they're shoveling, so they like it down here.
Yeah. Morrow, count 1-1. Here's the pitch.
Ooh, good dropper there.
1-2. Morrow steps back in. Zimmerman ready to go. And that gets away from the catcher. That would be ball 2. 2-2 the count. And that's called strike 3. And that will be the first out here.
You know, that's a good off-speed pitch right there. That's one that I don't think we really saw the last half inning from this Bellevue East pitcher, number 21. Who is that one again?
Number 21, that's Braden Zimmerman. He was the designated hitter. He came in the third. Stepping in now, Gigoletti. That pitch is high, ball 1. He's pinch hitting for Delto, wearing number 15.
Yeah, Zimmerman came in and pitched well that last half inning, and I didn't really see too much of the off speed, and he's throwing it at that first batter. It worked well.
And that's called strike. 1-1 the pitch. 1-1 the count, excuse me. Swing and a miss. Good pitch right there. Gigoletti, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Have 1 out already. Here we are in the top of the 5th inning. Pennsylvania with a 10-1 lead. Ground ball, third base, 1 hopper. Takes it on the run, throw to first. And he gets him. Nice job.
So yeah, good effort.
Out number 2, and that brings up number 27, White. He's also a pinch hitter. All 3 batters this inning, pinch hitters. White hitting in the number 9 spot. Zimmerman now working on an easy 2 innings, considering the 3rd inning was a nightmare. There's the pitch, strike 1.
Yeah, Zimmerman throws a nice ball. I mean, he's been able to throw some strikes in this inning, and granted he's facing the pinch hitters, but right now it looks like every hitter for Penn-Trafford is talented. So I mean, to come in here and step into the game this way and be able to pitch this well it's impressive.
So he steps back in now. The count 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Gets by the catcher. Wild pitch on the outside. So here we go. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Or top of the 5th, excuse me. That pitch is outside, and that will be 3-2.
At least if you have some bad pitches or wild pitches, you're saving it while nobody's on base. So
yeah, there you go. So here it is. Change up gets him, and that's strike 3.
Wow.
Zimmerman works well this inning in the top of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Strikes out 2 of the 3. We head to the bottom of the 5th. The score, Pennsylvania 10 and Nebraska 1.
Zimmerman with one heck of an off-speed pitch. I mean, that changeup is beauty.
So we'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Feldman will come back to the mound, the big right-hander for for Pennsylvania. And it's easy to pitch when you got a 9-run lead.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is.
We'll see how this goes. Wind kicking up a little bit, but the sun has come out for a little bit, so we're very happy with that.
Yeah, weather's been back and forth, and if you are a Floridian, you know that's pretty normal.
Absolutely.
So, sunny and gloomy and windy and sprinkly, I guess you could say. So it's a little bit of everything, but nonetheless, it's baseball weather, and there's baseball teams from all around the country down here participating in the Cocoa Beach spring training. We got games on every single field pretty much going on, and not just baseball. There's softball teams down here participating as well. So Great opportunity, as mentioned before, for teams to come down here during these couple weeks that they can't be able to play on their home fields because of the weather conditions, and you get some extra reps, and then you go back and now your team is in mid-shape form, really, and mid-shape for the spring and summer to come.
Brody Graham will start off the bottom of the 5th inning for Nebraska. He'll step in, hitting from the right side. Feldman back out on the mound. Here's the first pitch. Little blooper foul, and it handled by the third baseman, and that will be out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. You like those if you're a pitching coach.
Oh, yeah.
And that will bring up number 23, Connor Steffer. He steps in, hitting also from the right side. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. And that's called strike 1. Feldman settled down a little bit. He's throwing well. The last 3 innings, he's only faced 2 batters over the minimum. That bounces to the backstop. That'll be ball 1. 1-1 the count. You know, you come down here, though, you haven't seen a lot of live batters, game situations. I'm sure they have to tell their pitchers, don't try to throw too hard. Just try to work on throwing strikes. Work on your number 2-3 pitch. There's a pitch right down the middle. Must have been a little inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And don't overthrow, because we got a long season ahead of us. They're not playing up north yet, obviously.
Right.
So this gives them an opportunity to get some time in. That's low and away, and that'll be 3-1's the count.
Yeah, you got to imagine some of these kids throwing their hardest stuff, or throwing probably, maybe low to high 80s on their fastballs, and they're probably going to dial it down a bit.
And that'll take the count to 3 balls, 2 strikes.
They're dialing it down a bit is probably still not even my fastest, so.
Yeah. Oh, and that ball 4, that hit him and did something. Anyway, he trots to first. He leaned into a pitch inside. I don't know if it hit him or.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's dancing around down there. Hit him on the elbow. Zimmerman will step in now.
Yeah, coach probably told him, hit the funny bone. It wasn't funny, wasn't it?
Yeah, no one's laughing, coach. So Stefan will be at first. Braden Zimmerman will step in. He's the man on the mound for Nebraska. Runner at first and 1 out. Feldman ready to go, looks to first, brings it home. Strike 1 called. 10-1 in favor of the Pennsylvania Trafford team. And that's called strike 2, right at the knees. Nice pitch by Feldman. Zimmerman will look out and then back in. Ground ball, shortstop, 2 hops, looks at second, throws to first, and he gets him there. Nice play, and that will be out number 2. Going to second base will be Connor Steffer. So 2 outs, runner at second, and we brings up Tristan Zeffart. 2 outs. Feldman cruising right along.
Yeah, I think with a man on second right here, you're obviously probably not going to come back and win this game at this point of the game. However, if you can salvage anything, maybe get a base hit right here and give yourself something to look back on that you did positive. So.
Yeah, well, when it gets up to this like this, you just have to think for yourself, I got to do something, like you said, for me.
Yep.
You know, I got to get a hit, keep my batting average going, and then the next guy with the same mentality comes to the plate, and all of a sudden you've scored 3 or 4 runs, and you're back in it. Here's the pitch. That's low, and that'll be ball 1. 1-1 the count. And you never know. I mean, you know, Pennsylvania scored 10 runs in an inning. That means anybody can.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. You're
It's
right.
just a situation, a couple errors here, a couple bad throws. Before you know it, you're back in the ball game. And that's another pitch low. That's counted as 2-1. So Sefford steps back in. He's 0 for 2. Reached first on a fielder's choice. Flew out to center field. Here's the pitch. Fly ball left field going back. That could be, it bounces over the fence. So that'll be a stand-up double, an RBI. And there's what we were just talking about.
Absolutely.
A run will score.
So that lady that just hopped out of her car threw that baseball back, said, I'm glad that didn't go 10 feet further, because
hit her car.
somebody would have had to been paying for that new windshield.
Insurance company, call Safeline, 691-1428. So here we go. Goff steps in now. He's walked his first time up. Ground out to first, or back to the pitcher his second time up. So he's in with 2 outs and a runner at second. 1 run in here for Nebraska in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. Called strike 1. Got another baseball game to do tonight. Cocoa and Rockledge. Coming to you live from Rockledge Field. Here's the pitch. Foul ball to the first base side. That'll take the count to 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will end it.
Good pitch.
That will be the 3rd out in the inning. But in the bottom of the 5th inning, 1 run on 1 hit. 1 run left on the score after 5 complete. Pennsylvania 10, Nebraska 2. We head to the top of the 6th inning.
In there. Well. And we're back, starting the top of the 6th inning. It is Penn-Trafford leading 10-2, and up to bat, that is number 9. That is Hauk at the plate for Penn-Trafford, which jumped out to that huge lead, if you are just joining us, from a 10-run 3rd inning. So massive rally that they batted all the way around in, and were able to jump out to that big lead. So 10-2 ball game. Penn-Trafford in the green, and you have Bellevue East from Nebraska in the black and purple which our Space Coast Daily's own Zach Clark grew up in Nebraska, played in the Bellevue Youth Leagues. So he's rooting them on. They got a big way to come back, but anything's possible.
Swing and a miss by Hawk, and that'll take the count to, I believe it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hawk hitting in the number 1 spot for Penn State, Pennsylvania. Here's the pitch.
And here comes the rain again.
Oh, don't say that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hawk steps back in, hitting from the left side. Fouls it back. Got a little piece of it. That'll keep the count at 2-2. Wind kicking up a little bit. Got a little sprinkle here and there. Here's the pitch right back. Shortstop. Nice play. Here's the throw.
Got him.
He gets him.
Yep.
Nice
Good
play.
Really good play.
6-3 shortstop throws him out. And that brings up number 23. That's Feldman, the pitcher. He'll step in. He's got 2 doubles and 3 RBIs. So if we had a Friday night locker room player of the game, it'd probably be him. Bounces to the plate. And that'd be ball 1. Went out here in the top of the 6th. Pennsylvania with a 10-2 lead. All the runs coming in the same inning, the 3rd. That's upstairs. Oh, well, he's 6-2. That's a strike. 1-1. Feldman, the pitcher of record right now. Zimmerman with the pitch.
That's a good pitch.
Wow, another strike. Count 1-2.
Zimmerman's done a really good job in here for Bellevue East.
Yeah, he came in. He's held them scoreless and hitless for 3 innings. 2 1/3. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs, and that takes a count 2-2. That's outside, and that's it was 3-2, so that's a base on balls. Feldman will trot down to first, and now we have a runner at first and 1 out. Brings up number 8, Grabowski. He'll step. Ball 1. Rain is coming a little bit.
It is. Which is not to our pleasure, but I don't know if the baseball guys mind it. They're probably a little bit hot from running around.
Outside corner, count 1-1. Now the rain coming a little bit. Zimmerman looks at first. Comes to the plate.
Foul ball.
Hit his bat.
He knew. He realized right after that he should have let that one go by. It was high.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count I got. We'll see if the umpire and I agree. He's not going to tell me. So runner at first.
Zimmerman
upstairs. 2-2.
He's throwing a big dropping changeup, and it's been working for him.
May see it right here with a 2-2 count. Right down the middle. And that's called strike 3.
Fastball.
So there'll be 2 outs now, runner at first. Brings up Lenart, number 1. Pitch hitting in the number 4 spot. Fouls off to the first base side. That'll be a strike. Bang. You look around, a lot of baseball, a lot of softball going on today here at USSSA Sports Complex. Beautiful fields. Every one of them is astroturfed. Not just the grass, but the dirt too. You don't drag or nothing, mow or anything. You just vacuum. 0-2 the count. Lenart steps back in. Runner at first. That's Fieldman. That's low, and that'll be a ball. 1-2.
Pitching change happening for Bellevue East. That's number 3 for Bellevue East.
That's Ben Shearer. He was the third baseman to start with.
Still a 10-2 ball game. Looks like they're letting them play, which yesterday when I was over at the stadium, I was told that they have a 2-hour time limit where they play a full 6 innings.
Well, we're in the top of the 6th, so maybe they'll let them finish the 6th inning.
Yeah. It could be potentially different for this game. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, yesterday it was ended up going the full entire 2 hours, which it was a tremendous game. From a production standpoint, had some connection issues over there at the stadium, but tremendous game. North Toronto Athletics led that game pretty much the entire game, and then it came down to the last inning. Umpire was telling them, you got to hurry it up, and it was a walk-off sacrifice fly by the Ontario Prospects to win that game 8-7.
So Karenko, the pinch hitter, he'll step in now to face Ben Shear, runner at first and third for Pennsylvania. Here's a pitch. Runner goes to second, throw down, and he's there, a stolen base for Nart. Now we got runners at second and third. Nice throw by the catcher. Nart with a great jump. Granco steps back in. Pitch. Called strike. Shear, the right-hander, he's the third pitcher that Nebraska's used. That's over his head and almost hit him, and that'd be ball two. 2-1 to count. Fly over. I wish he had dropped some burgers.
That would be nice right now.
Swing and a miss. That'd take the count to 2-2.
That had some heat on it right there.
Yep. 2-2 the count. Runners at second and third and 2 outs. Kranko, the pitch hitter, steps back in. Inside. Full count. Full count. 3-2. So you'll see the runner at second take off. Runner at third, he'll don't. Strike.
Got him.
Wow. Strike three called outside corner, and that will end the inning for Pennsylvania. The line score, no runs on one hit, no Nebraska errors, 2 runners left on base. The score after 5.5, and it's Pennsylvania 10, Nebraska 2.
Yeah, batter didn't really agree with that one, but you know, in baseball, the umpire in high school isn't wrong. There's no review.
No, absolutely.
In college and professionals, they have review now, but in high school and, you know, I guess travel ball leagues like this, the umpire is never wrong. There's no review. There's no challenging the call. So whatever the umpire says, you can dislike it all you want, but he ain't wrong.
Well, and I hate to see him do that with college, and you know, there's no redo if a player makes an error or if the player strikes out, but you're gonna put the umpire to the wall and then go back and look at the replay. You know, this game here has made it for how many years without doing all that crazy stuff. What they need to do is speed up the game, and they talk about all the time speeding up the game, and then they go to instant replay to look and waste 10 minutes to realize in a 6-1 ball game in the 8th inning whether the runner was safe at second base or not.
Right.
You know, they're not speeding up anything.
They're not. That's a good point you made there.
But you know, it's I don't like it. Where they can go. I don't like it in football. Yeah, it's changed games and it's done some things, but you know, the guys that are playing the game, it's human error. The people that are calling the game, to me, it should be human error.
Right.
Let the umpires do their job, and let the players do their job, and whatever falls. You know, I don't like it. I think it's just a matter of let them play ball. So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Nebraska down 10-2 to Pennsylvania. Feldman back out on the mound for Pennsylvania. Stepping in to hit now will be the second baseman, Liam Ward. Drew a walk his last time up. And he struck out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1 with a walk. He'll step in here to start the bottom of the 6th inning for Nebraska. Here's the first pitch. Squares the bunt, lays it down. It's going to be fair now. It's foul. So that'd be a Strike on Wark, and he'll come back and try it again.
hustling to first, but out. That is number 7 for Penn-Trafford. That is Lawson, who will be out number 1 in this top of the 7th for Penn-Trafford. Little apologies for the no sound or the mute. Just a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are all set in stone. Once again, thank you all for tuning in to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. Orville Susong, Zane Garcia here from the USSSA Sports Complex in Vieira, Florida. This is the Pennsylvania Trafford in the green up to bat right now, and in the field is the Bellevue East team from Nebraska, wearing their black and purple uniforms. So 10-2 ball game. Penn-Trafford, if you did miss it, had a huge third inning. As I recall, that one might be out of here.
Look out, car. Off. Did it go out?
It is. It's a home run.
Wow, for a pinch hitter, you can't beat that.
Yeah, they have that net up there for a reason, so the car doesn't get hit. But yeah, that's a home run.
Morrow with a pinch hit home run. You gotta like that.
Yeah, that was a bomb. And you're gonna see the Penn-Trafford squad getting pretty excited right there. So Orville, as I recall, that third inning run that they had was 10 runs on 9 hits, if I believe.
That is correct. The only time they've scored until now.
And it was just hit after hit. They batted all the way around, and right there, huge at bat for the pinch hitter. That is Lawson once again. He hit a home run to left field. Couldn't really get it too much on the camera, but home run to left field, and thank God for the net right there, because I was about to break a windshield.
Fly ball to right field, camping under it, and it's caught, and that will be out number 2. So Lawson grounds out to the pitcher. A home run by Morrow, and Gigoletti with a fly ball to right field. So we have 2 outs. Should bring up number 27, and it does, and that's White, last name of White. So 2 outs, 1 run in for Pennsylvania, and the score now 11-2. Pitches outside, ball 1. And that's up, and that's, he calls out a strike. My bad. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the number 9 hitter in the Pennsylvania lineup. He struck out his first time up. That's fouled over the first base dugout. That will be strike 2. So with 2 outs, 1 run in for Pennsylvania, the count 1-2 on White. Outside, ball 2. Bottom of the 7th, we'll see the 3-4-5 hitter for Nebraska.
Ooh, that one runs in. That actually hit the batter and hit the umpire, so the double whammy. That'll send number 27.
White.
Yep, that's White, who will head down to first. And with 2 outs in the inning, that brings in number 9,
Hawk, and he'll hit from the left side. He's hitting, this is his second time up. He ground out to short. There's a pitch outside, ball 1. So runner at first and 2 outs, 1 run in for Pennsylvania. Hawk steps back in, count 1 ball, no strikes. That's right down home plate, and that's, was that a ball? Must have been. I'm setting at a weird angle, I guess. Here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss, no question on that one. That should be 2 balls, 1 strike. Inside, 3-1. Excuse me, 2-2 is the count. Here's the payoff pitch, fouled back to the screen, and that will leave the count at 2-2. 11-2 in favor of Pennsylvania. They're batting right now with a runner at first and 2 outs. Hawk steps back in. Count of 2-2 on him. Here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch, and it's called strike 3, and that will end the inning for Pennsylvania. In the line score for Pennsylvania, 1 run on 1 hit, a big home run by Morrow. Nobody left on, and the score after 6.5, Pennsylvania 11 and Nebraska 2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning.
All right, we're back.
Ground ball, foul ball to the third base side. The count will be no balls, 2 strikes. Leading off the bottom of the 7th inning for Nebraska will be Steven Third. He's the catcher. Feldman still on the mound, the big right-hander for Pennsylvania. Here's the 0-2 offering.
That one smacked straight up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Good piece of hitting right there, and that'll put a man on first base. Start out this bottom half of the 7th.
And, excuse me, that will bring up Brody Graham. Hitting from the right side, runner at first. Nobody out. Feldman, the pitcher of record. Here's the first offering to Graham. Foul ball, third base side, strike 1. 11-2. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. This is the swan song for Nebraska. All they have to do is score 9 runs, or 9 runs, and they'll tie it up.
Yeah, I don't think that's something that they wish that they had to do to get back in this game.
Yeah,
but
sure, absolutely.
Trafford did it in the 3rd inning, so why not Bellevue?
0-2 to Graham. Feldman with the pitch. That's low. That'll be 1-2.
Plate discipline. That's where it starts, is taking those outside pitches and getting on base.
Oh, that hit him. And that'll put a runner at second and a runner at first base. Graham goes to first. He's hit by a pitch. That'll bring up Connor Steffer.
Yeah, I don't know what they were trying to say right there. That hit him on the hand. It looked like one umpire said that it hit the bottom of the bat. Okay, yeah, 1-0 other umpire comes in and says, yeah, he got hit on the hand.
Yeah, okay, so Connor Steffer steps back in. He'll step in here in just a second. We're going to have a pinch runner at first base, and that's going to be Carr and Resin. And so we got a situation where you got a runner at first and a runner at second. Nobody out. Connor Steffen, the right fielder, steps in wearing number 23. Feldman, the pitcher, still on the mound. He is the pitcher of record. Here's the first pitch way upstairs, ball one. Nice stop by the catcher to keep that ball from going to the screen. The countdown 2-0. And that's low, 3-0. Situation, runners at first and second, nobody out. The count on the batter, 3 balls, no strikes. Feldman looks to second, comes home. Ball 4.
That'll load the bases up, and
4 straight pitches loads the bases for Nebraska. That will bring up number 25, Fierce Fiala. I got a mom standing right next to me. Did I get it right? Fiala. Yep. Got it. Okay. Fiala steps in. Pitch hitting in the number 6 spot. Fouled off.
good rip right there.
Big hack by the big guy. He'll step back in. Bases loaded, nobody out, no place to put Fiala. He'll step back in. Hitting from the right side. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Big pitch, a little high, went after it, so the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning, Nebraska, bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Fouled back, good cut. Fiala hitting in the number 6 spot. Base hit right here could score 2. Way upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fierce Fiala steps back in, no fear at all. Bases loaded, nobody out. That's inside.
Runner goes, foul ball. He's going to have to come back to first. But runners on the corner, 11-4 game. Trafford trying to hold on to this one as we are in the bottom of the 7th. But Bellevue East with a little bit of momentum here in the bottom half of this inning.
Count on the batter now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's Goff. Here's the pitch. Bounces, gets past the catcher. Run's going to score.
Yes, indeed. So make it 11-5 now. Runner moves up to second.
And the count on the batter should be 2-2. So 3 runs in now in the bottom of the 7th for Nebraska. Goff steps back in with a runner at second. Way up high. And that'll be 2-2 count. I had 2, okay. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Adjust my count, we're ready to go. Ball 3, full count. One out. Count full. Runner at second. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, ball 4.
All right.
Here we go. And that brings up Liam Warwick.
First and second now. 11-5. Shoot. Home run right here makes it a 3-run game. We've seen more interesting things.
Absolutely. You never know. Here's the pitch. Upstairs. Feldman is, at the moment, has lost the strike zone. First batter in the inning had a base hit. He hit a batter, walked 2, got a fielder's choice, and then walked the third batter. And that's a ball 2.
Yeah, it's Morrow.
Oh, Morrow. I'm sorry, Morrow. I said Philman. Thank you. Pitcher in the 7th is Morrow. I had that wrong. I didn't notice it wasn't Feldman.
Yeah, Feldman, it looks like he's over at first base, I believe.
That's upstairs. And I believe that's 3-0.
That could load the bases right here, and wow, we could have a miraculous comeback.
Ball 4.
Hey,
That loads the bases.
I know this isn't college basketball, but we are in March. Cinderella things happen. They happen in the month of March.
And we go to the leadoff hitter. This is Ben Sheard. He's walked twice and struck out twice. He steps in with the bases loaded and 1 out. In the dirt, the adjustment not made right. So that'll be ball 1. Morrow with a big home run in the last inning now comes out to the mound, and he gives him 3 back. And here comes the pitching coach.
Yeah, the team's talking right there over right behind the mound. I feel like they're saying, you know, we got control of this game right now. Let's just take care of business, and we only need 2 outs.
Yeah.
So
the situation now, bottom of the 7th inning for Nebraska, they've got 3 runs in on 1 hit, and they have the bases loaded. They have the leadoff hitter from the start of the ball game stepping in. That's Ben Shirt, and he's got 1 ball on him. All runners with good leads. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, third base side, comes in, makes it, throws it to the plate, and he got him. Great save by the catcher.
wow,
Almost threw it away.
what a stretch right there by the catcher to be able to get him out.
Nice job. That'll bring up Perry on Schoaf. He steps in now. Runners still loaded. Here's the pitch. And that must have hit the bat.
Yeah, that was fouled back. It looked like he wanted to back away and swing at the same time. Unsure of what he wanted to do there. And that one's going to result in a foul ball. And it was a little inside, but that was definitely a hittable pitch. And that one's a little high. That'll make it 1-1 on the count. And Morrow's hoping to get out of here with no more runs given up, but bases loaded.
Here's the pitch. And that hit him.
Wow.
So that will.
So now you're only one hit away from making this a one-run game.
Yeah. 4 runs in now this inning.
And oh, ground ball right there will do it on this game. So great effort by Bellevue East in that bottom of the 7th to fight back in this game and make it a respectable 11-6 game. But it was Penn-Trafford who came out and had a huge third inning. Going to go ahead and take the win 11-6. Do you have any stats for us, Orville?
Well, you know, the thing I want to talk about real quick, in the bottom of the 7th inning for Nebraska, you know, they come in, the score was 11-2, and you think, well, they'll get 3 outs, but they prevailed for a while. They got some confidence, I think, to go into the next game that they can run the bases. They batted around, and they put 4 runs on the board. So, you know, something to talk about after the game. They do lose 11-6, but like you said, the big inning came in the 3rd, where they batted around and put 10 runs on 9 hits, and there's nothing you can do about that. A team got hot. They had 9 hits in a row, and it was tough for Nebraska to overcome that. They weren't able to, but they did. They went from a 10-2 deficit to 11-6 loss. So you have to like their situation there. That'd give the coaches stuff to talk about after the game. But Nebraska gets Pennsylvania gets a big win over Nebraska, 11-6 here at USSSA Sports Complex. And you've been watching the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily TV.